Episode 4! Welcome back, boys and girl, maybe. Not sure if my sister watches these, but today we're working on new rear brakes. First step, jack up the rear. Jack stands, chalk front tires. Now, take the wheel off. There we are, wheel is off. Beautiful drum brake. Now you're gonna shake it side to side. Mine, I have already tried taking off. It's pretty seized on there. So what I'm gonna do, spray penetrating fluid in each of those, maybe around the edge, and then kind of beat it around with a hammer. You can hit in between here too. Do what you can, and then just, wiggle it back and forth as you go. And lots of penetrating fluid will be your friend. All right, guys. Wheels off. This is what it looks like inside if you've never seen one. Before you start taking these apart, take lots of pictures, maybe even a video like this, all the different angles. So if you're having trouble putting them back together, you can always look back. Also, don't take apart both sides before trying to put one back together if you're new doing this. This way, if you forget something, you can go back and look at the other side. So I'm gonna start taking these apart, take the springs off, take out these retaining clips, and yeah. All right, there we go, they're all taken apart. While I'm in here, I'm replacing my brake wheel cylinder. So I got a new one, so to do that, take out your brake line and those two bolts, and then quickly switch over this one. Out with the old, in with the new. Now, clean up all your contact points with a wire wheel. And if you bought a new hardware kit, that helps a lot. Then you only have to clean up all the few parts that you have to reuse, which should just be these. So I'll clean those up with a wire wheel and spray them off with some brake cleaner. Then we can get to reassembling these things. Got all the parts cleaned up, all the contact points, e-brake. You'll notice on your shoes, one is longer than the other. Longer one goes in the back, shorter one goes in the front. I'm gonna start trying to put these together, and I'll take a few clips along the way. So the e-brake connects to the back shoe in that top hole. Poke it through the back, put this little horseshoe clip on, and then I'll bend the tabs over. Next step I do, get some anti-seize and put it on your contact points. Okay, next step. I put in these pins in my new wheel cylinder, and then I got the retaining clip on. So to do that, go around the back. There's a little hole right there. You put one of these guys through, use the circular spring, and then there's this top piece. So you push in and turn to lock it, and that holds the shoe in place somewhat for now. Next step, you take your self-adjuster here, dial it all the way out, take a little bit of anti-seize, put it on there, and on there where the cap goes, and then when you screw it in, now when you unscrew it, it's all nice and lubricated, and then you can take your cap, and there's a little bit of anti-seize left on there. Just kind of rub it around, and that's good. Just finish up the next step. Same thing as this side, but over here with the retaining clip. And while you do that, put your self-adjuster in too, because it kind of wedges in between there. Make sure you orientate this the right way. Very important. So next step in order, put that little clip in, and then your e-brake cable, and then this top spring. But before you do that top spring, put this spacer in. So that goes in there. And then a nice little thing to do, sometimes if your shoes are moving around, you can clamp them while you're trying to put your spring on. But yeah, do that first. Next step, make sure you put in this little arch piece so the e-brake cable goes around like that. And after you put that in, you can put this next spring on and it goes on the end like that. Okay guys, next step, you've got your cable coming down. It comes down to this clip, this thing that kind of looks like a cowboy boot, that faces down, clips into that hole. So you got your e-brake cable going up, and that's where it clips. And then this blue spring can be a little tricky to get in, but not bad if you just use a screwdriver. It clips into there, and then onto that loop. All right, so now they're all put together. Clean off the outside of the shoes in case there's any oil from when they're shipping it with brake cleaner. Do the same thing on the inside of the new drum, and then we'll put the drum on. Before we go ahead and put the drum on, double check every spring. Make sure everything is sitting in there right. Go all around. Now's the time to do it. And also nice to put a little anti-seize on there so it's not a hard job getting it off next time. But yeah, I double checked it, all looks good. So now you can play around with your self-adjuster and get your drum to fit. You want it so it's like not on there loose, but just a tiny bit of resistance. And then, yeah, you can adjust it with this to pull the shoes out. Well guys, I forget where I ended the last video. It's a couple days later, but little update. All the rear brakes are done on both sides, new brake lines, and then I bled it, and then I took it for a test drive, and then these other brake lines in here started leaking. So I took those off, replaced those, and re-bled it. Now it stops great, so that's awesome. But yeah, brakes are all done, and a lot of big things coming. I got a big update for you guys in the next video, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.